Hey everyone, my name is Christine. If you've been that one person who's watched any of my traveling blogs, you would know that I ended up getting sick when I was in France, and I still kept feeling sick once I was traveling through Germany. And people were giving me a bunch of medicine because I sounded disgusting. And I wouldn't stop coughing. My friend gave me medicine. My other friend's parents were giving me medicine. I was still coughing. I was still staying up all night. I sounded disgusting. My voice is still not completely back. So, after so many coughing attacks, I decided it was time for me to go buy cough syrup. And getting medicine in Germany versus the United States is a little bit different. In the United States, you can just go into like any supermarket, you can go into a Walgreens, a Walmart, any grocery store, probably really any gas station. I don't know. I've never bought cold medicine at a gas station, but I imagine they probably sell it there. And you can just buy what you want. Now, some of the stuff you do have to show your license because you can only buy a certain amount over a period. And some of the stuff you do have to be 18 years old to buy because of those people who like to extract ingredients from medication to make some other stuff that you shouldn't be using it for. But outside of that, you can pretty much buy what you want. You make your own opinion and you buy it, and that's that. It doesn't work like that in Germany. You can't just waltz into a Rayway or a Kaufland or an Aldi and buy medicine. You have to actually go to a pharmacy. And the thing that I really, really, really like about Germany is there's no like Walgreens or Walmart or CVS or whatever. It's just all a pharmacy. It's an apotheca. And it's not a major corporation. It's just a pharmacy. So I like that. And so you have to go into the pharmacy and you have to actually talk to the pharmacist and tell them what your symptoms are and what you're feeling, and they'll ask you some other questions. And then they make a recommendation on what medicine you can get. Now, in Germany, just like in the US, there are medications that you can get without a doctor's prescription, and then there are medications which require you to actually visit a doctor and get a prescription in order to get. But even buying the stuff that doesn't require a prescription, you have to go and talk to the pharmacist. So I made my stroll into the pharmacy, talked to the pharmacist. We did it in German, and I didn't understand quite every single thing that she was asking me, but we were able to get through the conversation. I got the gist of it through context. Chances that the pharmacist spoke English are probably pretty high, but we were in Germany, so I felt the need to speak in German. Um, Although, like 1,000 years ago, when I was studying in Germany and I had to go to the pharmacy to buy contact solution, which for that, I don't know if you have to actually talk to the pharmacist, but I didn't know where to buy it, so I had to talk to the pharmacist about where to buy it, and that pharmacist didn't speak any English, so back then I did not know how to say contact solution, which seems silly now, but we got through it, so it was fine. But I imagine most pharmacists here, like most people here, have a very good basic understanding of the English language. So if you don't speak German, don't be afraid. I imagine you'll be able to get through it. But we made our conversation in German, and she recommended whatever the stuff is. I have no idea on what the equivalence of this is to any cough medicine in the United States. I tried looking through the ingredients and it just was a bunch of jibble jabble to me. But it is for Kinder. Ah, but it's also for adults. So, yeah. So I got this, and the pharmacist did tell me how much to take and how many times a day, but I'm a nerd, and I always like to pull out the pamphlet and read it and see what the pamphlet has to say. And there's this handy dandy little dosing chart that tells you by age, the dose, how many times a day, whatever. And well, one of my first thoughts as an American was, why is this so complicated? In the US, all the little cups that I get always have just like one line on them, and that's the line that you fill it up to. This one's got 2.5 milliliters, 5 milliliters, 7.5, 10 milliliters. No, that's a little complicated for me. I'm an American. I can't think. I want one line. All kidding aside, I could figure it out, but it did take me a little like second thought process because I wasn't used to it. But yeah, I took my medicine and like all cough syrup, it didn't work. Nothing ever works. I don't know if cough medicine works for anyone out there. It's never worked for me. It doesn't matter where I buy this cough medicine. I was hopeful because this is different than stuff that I've had in the US. It's probably the same ingredients anyways. But yeah, it didn't work. Um, yeah, so that's one of the other things about in Germany. We don't have like the same name brands that exist in the US, so you can't just go into a pharmacy and ask for specific medicine that you're used to getting in the United States. So like an example is like they don't go by like Tylenol here. It's something with a P. I like can never remember what it is, but you can't just walk into a pharmacy and say I want Tylenol because they might not know what that is. It goes by different names, and it makes things a little bit harder, but whatever. Yeah, so that was my experience going into a German pharmacy. It's, I think, I do think it is actually a good thing to speak to a pharmacist before just buying stuff over the counter. They have the most knowledge about this stuff. So, yeah, it takes an extra step. Yes, you do have to actually have a conversation with somebody and talk to somebody, but they went to school for this stuff, and I think it would be good to talk to them, especially if you have questions about like interactions and what is safe and what is not safe. And one of the things that I've noticed with the pharmacists that I have interacted with in the US, which I mean, okay, a few of the pharmacists that I've interacted with in the US, is anytime I ask them questions, they seem like surprised. Like, I don't think people ask them questions. And I 100% respect pharmacists. Like, they are so knowledgeable. They know more about medications than doctors do. I respect their opinions on their thoughts on these medicines that I'm taking and any specific questions that I have. And some of them are just like, you're actually asking me a question? It's strange. I mean, they answer it, but it's almost like they're taken aback. I don't know. Do people not respect pharmacists? I love pharmacists. They're awesome. But I think we should ask them more questions and be curious about the stuff that we are taking. So, anyways, that's my experience. I am feeling better. I'm still coughing. My voice still sounds disgusting. Uh, it's I'll be better soon. But yeah, so that was my experience getting sick in another country. It's been fun. Und das ist alles. Auf Wiedersehen.